Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream guitar lesson weekly. My name is Rob Reed, this is 20-Minute Guitar Player. And thanks for joining me. I'm a couple minutes late there, but we're here. Got a cool lesson for you tonight, all about how to read tablature, guitar tablature. Now, if you're like me, when I first started, I had no idea what was going on. Just saw a bunch of letters saw a bunch of numbers. I said, what is this? Paint by numbers? And if you're like my dad, he is terrified of tablature and still can't figure it out and doesn't want to figure it out because he has this kind of fear of tablature. But we're going to break it down, make it real simple for you. So it's really easy to understand. And once you know, if you don't know already, you're going to be amazed at how easy it is. Okay, so let's jump right into it here. Got a few slides to show you. So I got a fancy definition from Wikipedia that I looked up. So tablature is a form of musical notation indicating instrument fingering on the location of the played note rather than the musical pitches. So that's just a fancy way for saying put your finger on this fret, put your finger on this fret, put your finger on this fret. Okay? And it's kind of like color by number, only it's play by number. If that helps you any. Okay, so tablature is common for fretted stringed instruments. So a lot of stringed instruments use tablature, such as the guitar, the lute, and the viola. And when I was in university, we studied lute music, and my professor would give us these sheets. Oh, hey, Winnie, thanks for joining. My professor used to give us these sheets of paper with like old ancient writings on it. And it was all like letters. The tablature for lute music is actually written using letters instead of numbers. And it was really cool because the pieces were really amazing sounding, like pieces from the 1400s and 1500s, kind of like Baroque and Renaissance type music. Really cool. So the tablature was common during the Renaissance and Baroque eras, like I said, 1400s to 1800s, and is commonly used today in notating many forms of music. So that's a fancy definition for tablature. Okay, so we're going to look at an example of tablature here. Here you go. This is lute tablature. So this is what it would look like if you're playing lute music. Now, the lute music we had was using letters, but this stuff looks like we're using numbers here. So you got lots of lines and numbers, and I believe those flags on top are rhythms, the rhythms of how to play it. Yeah, whoa, pretty crazy. But we're going to break it down for you to make it look a lot easier. Okay, so that's an example of lute music that would be from the Renaissance or Baroque period. Don't worry, it's not going to be that hard. Okay, so then I went searching. I wanted to find you guys an example of real tablature from a guitar magazine and what it would look like. So here's Layla by Eric Clapton. And that's what it would look like if you opened up a guitar magazine to read the tablature. It still looks kind of complicated because there's a lot of like dashes and lines, but a lot of that is explained in the back of the magazine, so you know what all that stuff means. The flags on the bottom are the rhythms. But if you know the song and know the song really well, you don't have to worry too much about reading the rhythms. But you see there's the lines and there's the numbers, and it's really fancy. We got the chords on the top. Looks kind of complicated, but like I said, don't worry, we're going to break it down nice and easy for you. So here on this slide is a breakdown of what tablature is all about. Okay, so we have 6 lines, if you notice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not actually a musical staff. This is the guitar neck. As if you're looking at the guitar neck like this. Okay, so, but in this case, low E, if you notice, is on the bottom. So the neck would probably have to be flipped around like that. Okay, and the low E string would be on the bottom. And then you go up, and the high E string is on the top. So it's just a snapshot or picture of the guitar neck. So that's going to help a lot because that explains what those lines are. those lines are the 6 strings of the guitar, okay? So that would be the low E, A, D, G, B, E, high E. So the lines are just the guitar strings. And then the next thing you would have would be the numbers. So we have a 3 on the top E string. The numbers are actually the fret numbers, okay? So you might know that already. If you know it already, just enjoy the lesson. But just sit back and relax. But so the numbers are the frets. So for example, we have 3 is our first number. So that would be the 3rd fret. So you count up 1, 2, 3. 3rd fret on the high E string. And then it goes along. You're reading it from left to right, just like you read a book. So the next number is a 3. And so that would be the 3rd fret B string. Then you move along, we're moving along. Then we come to a 7. That would be the 7th fret G string, okay? And then you get a bunch of numbers stacked on top of each other. That means you would play those all like a chord, like you'd strum them all. So they're all played at one time, like that. And then you keep reading along from left to right. You see a 3. So that would be the 3rd fret G string. So it would be like right there. And then it would be 3rd fret B string, and then 3rd fret high E string again, okay? And then you read along a bit farther. You have a 1 and a 3 stacked on top of each other. So that would mean you're playing first fret and 3rd fret stacked on top of each other, so that would look like a chord. So they're playing a power chord there. So they're played at the same time. And then back to 10 and 11th fret on the D and G string, played individually, okay? So I have that written down there. That's a really good snapshot of summing up tablature for you, this graphic. So strings played at the same time are stacked, and strings played individually are kind of staggered along as you'd be reading from left to right. And there it is, guys and girls. That is tablature all broken down in a nice graphic for you, okay? So low E string on the bottom, high E string on the top. Numbers are just the fret numbers on that particular string, okay? And then the stack notes are played at the same time. And the other ones are played separately, okay? So let's keep moving on here. Let's get some application going on and apply what we learned. So our first tune, I tend to teach this one quite a bit, but this is Seven Nation Army by White Stripes. We got a tablature for the main riff. This is not the exact riff from the album because it starts on a different fret, but I like to start on the 7th fret because it gives you the range of the guitar neck to play it that way. So look what we got going on here. We got the low E string on the bottom. So there's the guitar strings, E, A, D, G, B, E from bottom to top. And it looks like this riff is mainly on the what string? The low E string. So you're just basically sliding your finger along the low E string. So we're starting on the Winnie. What fret are we starting on? I'm pooling the audience here now. I know your name is not Winnie. You're probably somebody else, but I don't know who it is. Emily, is that you? Or Andrea? Okay, not sure. So we're starting on the 7th fret, low E string. So we go 7. So 3 7s. 7, 7, 7. Then 10th, slide up to 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're playing by number. 10, down to 7, 5, 3, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. Okay? So if you read it, it's 7, 7, 7, 10, 7, 5, 3, 5, 3, 2 for the second part. So you're just basically playing along like that. Okay? So low E string, just playing the frets, the number of the fret that's shown on the riff there, okay? So that's Seven Nation Army. So 7, 7, 7, 10, 7, 5, 3, 2, 7, 7, 7, 10, 7, 5, 3, 5, 3, 2. Okay, playing by numbers. Cool. So that's our first example. Really simple, one string. Okay. So second sample is Don't Fear the Reaper by the Blue Oyster Cult. And this one's a little bit more involved. Sorry. So we have the neck of the guitar again, the 6 strings, the lines going across. So starting on the low E string on the bottom, A would be next, D, G, B, and high E string. And we have the numbers for the frets. It would take you a little bit of time to work this out. Like the more you do it, the better and faster you get at it. But you might have to take a few minutes to sort of think like, okay, 0, that's the A string. And then D string is 2 and G string is 2. So I put my fingers down there. G string is 2 and D string is 2. Maybe I'll make it a little more bigger for you. Okay. So like that. So then and as you read from left to right, it's staggered. So that means those notes are played separately. So open on the A string, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. And then open on the G string. Okay? So it sounds like this. That's cool. Sounds cool. I don't know. No. And then the second bar is 3, 2, open and open. So 3rd fret, low E string, 2nd fret, A string. And it's staggered, so you're playing it along, one after another. Okay? And then, so far we have. And then the 3rd bar here is 1st fret and 3rd fret, 1st fret, low E string, 3rd fret, A string, and then open, open. And then, of course, I cut my notes off there. Should be open, open after that. Okay, so 3, 2, open, open. All right, so let's put it all together. There you go. We read Tab together. Yeah. Oh yeah. You like that one? That's a really cool riff. Sounds really cool. It's on that Saturday Night Live skit with what's his name? Can't remember anything these days. Will Ferrell. Yeah. Oh, so funny. We need more cowbell. Okay. All right. So that's that one. A little more complicated. Now we're gonna get a lot more complicated. So this is a more complicated tablature. So a lot of times you'll see tab written with the musical notation on the top, like I have here. So you have the notes, individual notes from the musical staff. The treble clef, it's in the key of A. And then you have a lot of times you have the tab written underneath it, which mimics or like symbolizes the notes that are being played. Okay, so, or is the notes being played, but it's in tab form and not notation, musical notation form. So if some people prefer to read the notation, which is really great if you can do that. But most guitar players aren't note readers for some reason. They don't read notes and they don't like to read notes. And it's a lot harder for some reason to read notes on guitar because there's like 3 middle C's on the guitar. Okay, so here we are and we got the notes on the bottom, tab on the bottom, notes on top. So we're gonna go through it. We got 3rd fret, open, 2nd fret, open, open, 2nd fret, open, 2nd fret. So that looks like I'm going to put my finger on the 3rd fret here. And then I'm going to put my finger on the 2nd fret on the low E, 3rd fret, and 2nd fret on the G string. Okay, I'm going to follow that pattern there. And it does it twice. Okay, so that's the pattern of the tab. Then it goes to open on the E string and then 2nd fret and 4th fret on the A and D string. And then open and play it it again. Cool. And then 3rd fret, 2nd fret on the A and D string, and the 3rd fret on the B string. Drop down to the 1st fret, and then open, 2nd fret. Open on the E, 3rd fret, and then back to the 3rd fret on the low E. Anyone recognize that song? Let me know in the chat if you know what song that is. Do you guys know what song that is? In the audience out there? You guys know what that song is? Raina, do you know what that song is? No?
No. It's probably some of your like 1960s music.
Oh, my daughter says it's probably 1960s music. Well, you're close. It's 1980s music. You're only 20 years off there. Okay. All right, so here it is all played together. Sounds like this with reading the tab. We'll go a little slow. 2nd bar. Yeah, that's a good one, eh? That is The Police, Every Breath You Take by The Police. And it's acoustic version, so it sounds a little different, but it's same idea, same notes and everything. Okay, and it's a fingerstyle arrangement, but just wanted to show you that as an example of reading tablature from simple to complicated, okay? So we had White Stripes is simple, 1 string, a little more complicated, with Don't Fear the Reaper, and then this one's really more complicated. But that's about it. Reading tablature in a nutshell, really simple. It's just color, it's just painting or playing by numbers. So the numbers are the fret numbers on the guitar neck, and the lines are the guitar strings. So you're just basically a snapshot of what the neck of the guitar looks like, and then what finger to put what fret to put your finger on. Okay, so yeah, that makes it a lot easier. It looks like it looks like a musical staff, I find, and it's confusing. It gets confusing because there's a musical staff above it, but it's just the guitar neck. It's as if you're looking at the guitar neck like that, and it's low E on the bottom and high E on the top, and then the numbers are the fret numbers, and you know what string because it's the strings. You have to memorize the order of strings. So the bottom string is low E, A, D, G, B, E. We go up like that. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Nice and simple, how to read tab. Any questions in the chat? We're hanging out. We're having fun. We've got a few people on. Hope you guys are having a good week and you're getting some practice time in on the guitar. 20 minutes a day will help you improve a crazy amount. Hence 20-minute guitar player. Helped to remind you to practice 20 minutes a day at least. And then you find those 20 minutes will turn into 30 minutes and 40 minutes. And then you won't be able to put your guitar down the more you pick it up. All right. Thanks for joining, guys. And we will see you in the next one next week. All right. You're welcome. Winnie. Winnie wins. Okay. Have a good night, guys.